So Tom Meyer, Superintendent of the Bellevue Community School District in Bellevue, Iowa, coming you with this week's Believe in the Blue update. Going to go over a few things from we had a school board meeting last night. I'm going to talk about some upcoming events. In fact, we'll start with that. Tonight we have middle school girls basketball at home versus Easton Valley. That starts at 4 o'clock. Thursday night, we have middle school girls basketball, 8th grade, here at home versus Northeast, while the 7th grade travels to Northeast to play. Both those games are at 4 o'clock. And also Thursday evening, we have middle school wrestling at Comanche versus Northeast and Comanche that way. Friday, we have a band festival grades 7 through 12, and that is with the entire River Valley Conference. That's at the Tipton Middle School. Even though it's a middle school, high school concert, their area to have it is at their middle school. It's excellent location for it, in all honesty. And other things going on next Monday night, November 16th, we have a middle school girls basketball, 7th and 8th grade versus Comanche, and that's all out here at Bellevue School at the Bellevue Middle School High School. And then Tuesday evening we have middle school wrestling versus North Cedar and Northeast, and that's home. So our first middle school home wrestling meet of the year is next Tuesday night. I encourage you to come to that. That's Tuesday, November 17th. Board meeting updates and things like that. Just want to say congratulations to, we started off the meeting, we had a guest there, and she mentioned how great the musical Shrek was over the weekend. I agree. It was absolutely outstanding. Mr. Sturdivant, Mr. Rowling helping out with the set and some other things. Mrs. Kilberg and students with lights. Excellent job by everyone in the cast. Heard nothing but very, very positive comments about it that way. So great job. Some just brief things from the board meeting. We had some hirings last night. Patrick Bauer will be the assistant high school wrestling coach. Middle school wrestling is Matt Yeager. Volunteer assistant wrestling will be Steve Rader. And then school transportation, someone is going to help us out driving some different things, vehicles, Andrea Arlen there. So we had a grade level reading presentation by Linda Nudd and Corrine Kroger from the grade level reading committee for Jackson County. This is something that's going on in about 9 communities across the state of Iowa. We're by far the smallest. It's a whole county thing that way too, compared to the Quad Cities, Council Bluffs, Ames, places like that. Ours is a whole county thing, trying to improve reading by the grade level of 3. A lot of things are going on there with that. All the districts in the county are involved, really looking to get summer reading programs going for students and beyond that. So Linda Nudd, former elementary principal, gave the presentation on that. Since she retired from the school year, she's been doing some different things, and that's one of them. She has a passion for reading, a passion for young kids, and this is an excellent thing. I'll put some things on the website about that as well in my comment highlights, but just wanted to let you know about that. We also had a comic curriculum presentation, and that was given by myself, Mr. Raker, and Mrs. Hartung Schrader. Us three, along with Matt Yeager, Kurt Ernst, Emily Ray, and a couple students, Kate Bockenstad and Andrew Meyer, will be presenting at the Iowa Association of School Boards actually next Thursday, November 19th. So that'll be an interesting time for all of us. But we talked about the aspect of problem-based learning, how it's needed for our community, how it's needed for our students overall that way, and what it means to all of our students. So just looking at, we need students who are creative, innovative, problem solvers, think for themselves, and also have the intellectual curiosity to want to know why I'm doing something. I was at a business presentation last week in Des Moines, and they talked about how they want people, businesses across the state were there, and they're saying how they want people who want to know why they're doing something, want to have a purpose that way. And I'll give a separate little input on that later on this week. I'll give a separate Believe in the Blue update specifically on that, either Wednesday or Thursday, so be looking for that. We briefly talked about the school providing in-town transportation. We still do that. Our numbers are low, but it's still a service that is needed. We talked about the teacher leadership and compensation system. System out there that is developed by the state of Iowa to enhance the learning of students, to enhance the instructional strategies of teachers. We are hiring a literacy coach and a STEP coach, literacy being reading, writing, viewing, listening, and things like that. The STEP coach is the science, technology, engagement, and problem solving. And what we're doing with that, we're advertising both those positions. They both have to be from within the district already, have to be working here currently. So we'll be looking to hiring those positions here hopefully by our winter break in December. They're interesting positions. We're given extra funding from the state of Iowa for this. So it's not an additional cost that way. We will get extra funding for it, and it's a real positive thing that way. So we also have model teachers in certain grade spans like PK through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then different curricular areas at the middle school, high school level. So a good thing there. Let's talk about Comet Finance, the discussion that way. A couple of things we talked about there. Our enrollment was down, as I mentioned last month, which also means less money coming to us in the future. That's not a good thing. Positive thing is we hope to turn that around that way. We also need to be looking at innovative ways of providing education to our students and looking for cost-saving measures. It's not a time to panic, but just a time to be aware of where our enrollment is at. Ultimately, as I told the board, more students equals more funds. Less students equals less funds. And less funds ultimately can lead to less staffing and more innovative approaches to educate our students. Ultimately, the most effective way to halt budget shortcomings is to have less staff in many ways. We're not looking to do that, but we're really looking at providing the best education at all possible for our students that way. Just so you have an awareness there. Legislative update, the legislative session will be going on in January here, and we will go from there and see where that leads us in the future. We had a comment reading and reflection on eight traits of effective school boards. A few things that were mentioned: having a clear vision, having high standards and expectations. Look at training for our board, making them aware of what's going on. It's not micromanaging, but it's being aware of what is happening that way, of what we're doing, and ultimately figuring out ways that all children can learn. Our staff is very important for that, along with all the resources that we offer our students that way. Our community is very important for that as well. Talk about some information items, district survey information. I will put that online too. We had about 105 respondents to that this year. Last year was 139. Our numbers went up in all areas that way. Number one being here, the district provides a high quality education to all students. That went up from 91% to 97%. When students graduate, they are prepared for college and the workforce, 85%, and now it went up to 93%. Believe, I strongly agree or agree. The schools have high expectations for students, 92% last year to 95% this year. When students are struggling, they are offered support and parents are notified. That went up from 72% to 83%. That is an area we've been putting a lot more stress on, communicating to the parents in the community about what's going on and specifically about their students, and then offering extra support, because some students need extra support. We all need extra support that way, even adults. I feel aware of what is going on in the school and the district. That went up from 81% to 91%. That's a 10-point jump. That's a great jump for us. There's strong communication with the teachers, principals, and the parents. That went up from 67% all the way up to 85%. So that's good. Still have some work to do there. We're really looking to communicate more and more as we go on here. There's strong communication between the superintendent and the community. Went from 86% to 89%. With communication, we have Twitter, we have website things, we have Believe in the Blue update you're watching right now, we have a Facebook page, we have different blogs, teachers have things out there. These are big things we just need to let people know they are out there, and that's what we're really working on doing. I can freely express my opinions and concerns to the school. That went up from 83% to 84%. So some really good things there. Is there work to do? Yes, there is. But we're striving to get more and more of that happening that way. NFHS Broadcast and National Federation of High School Broadcast. We will be broadcasting the events this year for basketball, just starting it up. We did not have it for football. We will have it next year for football. This replaces the Cube that we used last year. The Cube was a process where people could watch games free at home. That system ultimately is no longer available. It's kind of been diminished, downgraded that way, and this one here. So there'll be some information coming out about this, but there will be a cost to that. It'll be $20 for a season pass. With that season pass, you can watch every home game at the Bellevue schools. Along with, you'll have a password that you can give to 3 other people, that or 3 people total. So yourself and 2 other people can watch it on other devices, whether it's all in the same house or your aunt or uncle in Kentucky or Montana or wherever they're at, they can watch it that way. We talked about extracurricular updates that way. With girls basketball started last night, right around 20, 24 people out for that right now. We also talked about Shrek. Also, affordable care update, offering our employees in the future who are working 30 plus hours insurance. That will be something we'll be addressing later on, how that will be. Our next meeting is going to be Monday, December 7th at 6:30. That was a motion made. December 14th, we're having a concert that night, so December 7th will be our next meeting that way. A few other things I want to let people know about here. I talked about December 14th. That is our high school music concert, and that will be band and vocal. December 17th is our elementary music concert, and December 21st is our middle school music concert, band and vocal. In addition to that, fruit sales start up. They are actually, our students are meeting with Mr. Wright today about that, and they will be starting up tonight, basically right after school, going all the way through up and through around Thanksgiving time. I'll give you an update on that, but we will put something on our website about that too. The best fruit around every year comes right from this sale. So anyway, hope everyone has a great day, a great week. Enjoy the sunshine outside today. It's going to be a little colder and windier tomorrow. And one other thing with tomorrow, we have the Veterans Day program out here, a large Veterans Day program. John Bowie puts that together nearly every year. He has put it together again. Sounds like a great program. That is from 10 to 11. Remember, if you're a veteran, you can get a free meal sponsored by the Bellevue High School Student Council at Horizon Hall afterwards tomorrow. So I encourage you to attend that. A lot of people have donated things for that. Our student council came up with that idea. It's a great way of recognizing our veterans. Come to the program on the line to give you recognition, and thank you to all those who have served our country. Have a great night, everybody.